In this video I'm going to be showing you how you can work your whole body if you have no equipment at home such as barbell or dumbbell or any weights, just simple household objects. In the first part of the video I'm going to be showing you how you can make your own barbell as shown here, and in the second half I'll show you all the exercises that you can use to work your entire body from top to bottom. Okay, so what do we need to make this training possible? Well, first you'll need a long stick or a bar which is fairly sturdy. As you can see here, I've gone with a garden hoe. Secondly, you want to grab some rucksacks. And pretty much what you want to do now is just take your rucksack and just fill it with as much heavy stuff as you can fit in it. As you can see here, I filled it up with a load of heavy books. And you want to do this with both your bags, so I added some weight in here to try and even out the weight of both bags. Then you want to take both your bags and weigh them out on a weighing scale and try and make them as equal as possible. So in my case, the first bag came out at 14.1 kilograms. And the second bag came out at 13.7 kilograms. So simply transferring some of the weight from the heavier into the lighter bag should equal out the weights. Then all you need to do is simply take your bar and put it through the handles of the backpacks and you have your very own barbell. Now in some cases, if you work in a particularly strong muscle group, you may want to add some extra weight, so simply just add a separate bag with some more weights in it. Likewise, if you work in a particularly weak muscle group, you may want to remove some of the weight and just use one of the backpacks in the middle of the barbell. Of course, if you want to make the exercise easier or harder, you can add or remove some weight from each of the backpacks, but just make sure that you use the same amount on each side. The last thing to note is that the closer you move the backpacks into the middle of the barbell, the easier and more controlled the movement will be, and the further away you move the backpacks from the middle of the barbell, the harder the exercise will be because it will be more unstable. Just a quick disclaimer, please make sure that you use a bar that's sturdy enough to hold the weights to support the exercise you're doing, especially if you're adding more weights to make the exercise harder. Okay, so now I'm going to go from top to bottom down the muscle groups, showing you effective exercises you can use to train your entire body. So a good exercise to work your traps is shrugs. Now your traps are a particularly strong muscle group, so you may want to add some extra weight to make the exercise more effective. So you want to keep a flat back when you pick the bar up to avoid any injury, and then simply shrug your shoulders up towards your ears and you should feel it work your upper back muscles. To work your shoulders, you can do an overhead press. So what you want to do is reverse curl the bar up towards your shoulders and then simply press the bar over your head with your head tilted slightly back on the way up to allow the bar to pass through, and then press your head through at the top of the movement to allow the full range of motion. You should feel this on the front side of your shoulder and also slightly on the side of your shoulders as well. To work your chest, it would be difficult to do any sort of bench press on the floor with the setup because the bags would be too large and they just simply wouldn't be effective to work your chest in that area. So what you can do is weighted push-ups. So for instance, if you want to just do a regular weighted push-up on the ground, it's quite effective. And then if you want to work more of the upper chest, you can elevate your feet as shown here. To work your back, a good exercise is the bent over row. So like I was saying before, where the bags are quite large, it might be worth pulling the bar from where the bags simply just start to come off the floor, and then you want to focus on pulling your elbows behind your back, and you should feel this in your mid-back. Another good exercise to work your back is the pull-ups. So for instance, if you've got a bar near your house or a goalpost, that would be good to use. I used a tree here, and all you want to do simply is get an overhand grip on the bar and pull your chin over the bar. To make it more difficult, you can simply add a backpack as I've done here. To work your biceps, everyone's favourite, the bicep curl. This is the only exercise where you need to take an underhand grip on the bar. Just keep a straight back, don't swing, and simply just curl the bar up from the bottom to the top of the movement. You should feel it in your biceps. To work your triceps, it would be difficult to use the barbell in any way, so simply find an elevated surface and use dips, so you go down with your arms until 90 degrees. And if you want to make the movement any more difficult because you feel like you're doing too many reps, just simply add a backpack to the front of your body and do the same, go down to 90 degrees and you should feel it in your triceps. Okay, so moving on to lower body, probably the best exercise you could do is squats to work your legs. It's important that you know how to get the bar into the right position, so it's like an overhead press. You're going to do the similar sort of movement, press it over your head and then lean the bar on your back as if you're about to do a squat. You want to take your legs around shoulder width apart, toes pointing slightly out, and then squat down to about 90 degrees so that you're parallel with the ground. Again, your legs are quite a strong muscle group, so if you want to make the exercise any more difficult, it may be worth putting a backpack on your back as if you're wearing a backpack normally, and then do the same movement. Squat down, keep your back flat the whole time to avoid injury. And then to put the bar back down, you simply want to do the same movement in the opposite direction. Another good exercise for your legs is lunges. So get the bar in the same position as you would in squats, use the exact same technique. Step slightly out of centre with your front foot, and then with your back leg, you want to bend your knee down just before it hits the ground and then come back up as shown here. Keep your back straight the whole time to avoid injury, and then put the bar back in the same way you would after a squat. To work more of the back side of your legs, so your hamstrings and your glutes, a good exercise is Romanian deadlifts. So as the bags are quite big, it would be difficult to use the barbell for this. So you want to take your hands and wrap around the handles of the bags. And then what you want to do is you want to keep your back straight the whole time, lean forward, and then so the bags come down to around your mid shin, and then extend your back up to the top of the movement, keeping your back flat the whole time so you avoid injury. You should feel a stretch down the back of your legs, and it'll work your hamstrings and your glutes. If you want to make the exercise harder, you could do it on one leg. So simply use your standing leg to keep straight, and then your other leg wants to come back straight as well as you lean forward, and your body should come in an almost horizontal motion. Finally, to work your calves, you want to get the bar on your back just like you would with a squat or a lunge. You want to find a step and step around shoulder width apart, and then come down with your heels as much as possible, and then contract all the way up so your heels come up as far as possible as well on the top. Again, you may be able to do quite a lot of reps with this exercise, so it may be worth adding a backpack to your back as you would wear normally, just to make sure you're getting the most effective workout you can. I'll end now with some training programs that you may want to use to implement all of these exercises that you can use at home to effectively train your whole body. Feel free to screenshot them and let me know how you get on. Thank you for watching. Please let me know if this helped you in any way possible. If you have any questions, please drop it in the comments down below. Any feedback will be helpful. Please let me know what you'd like to see in the future. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good day.